What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97 and welcome to Nashville, Tennessee for episode number 59 of my WWE 2K16 universe mode. And this is another edition of Main Event, and we're kicking things off with tag team action because as you may have noticed in the past couple of episodes, both of our general managers have mentioned something, I don't know, along the lines of a tag team gauntlet match. That's right, at Fastlane, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but six. Six tag teams are going to be competing for the opportunity to become the #1 contender for the tag team championships at the Royal Rumble. So what's going on in this episode? What do we have going on? Well, we've got some qualifying matches. We're gonna thin the... I don't know the phrase. I lost the phrase I was going for, but we are going to eliminate the unqualified, and the rightful contenders will move on. So, of course, we got to kick things off with Awesome Truth. I guess you could say we are really scraping the bottom of the barrel for this one. Don't tell The Miz I said that, though. Don't tell The Miz I said that, because, well, we all know how The Miz views himself. Thinking he's a Hollywood megastar when really he's what would you rate him? A C minus, and maybe that might even be a little generous. Anyways, there is a tag team gauntlet going to be going down at Fastlane, and each general manager was free to select a tag team of their choosing who did not have to qualify for the gauntlet. So as we saw on SmackDown, Lita was able to get Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. She was able to get those two to reunite, so the primetime players are representing SmackDown as Lita's choice pick, and Monday Night Raw being represented by Blake and Murphy. So you'd have to think those two are going to be your favorites right there, because there's a lot riding on it for them. The GM has handpicked each respective tag team to represent their respective show. Now, of course, at the end of the day, each tag team belongs to a certain brand. But being hand-picked just adds sort of that extra weight, the extra responsibility. Because not only are you carrying your brand on your shoulders, but you're carrying the pride, the status of your GM on your shoulders as well. So Blake and Murphy and the primetime players, we know that they're in. But we've got 4 teams left to figure out who's going to be in it. And wait, where's The Miz gone? I swear The Miz was just here. We saw him enter. Well, I'm getting word that The Miz has hightailed it out of here during the Ascension's entrance. I had to ask some of the fans behind me, because I didn't see what happened, but luckily some of these amazing folk standing right behind me, they were able to catch the action. So Miz is gone. R-Truth, this is nothing more than a glorified handicap match at this point. Interesting developments right here to kick off Main Event. I mean, do we really think that Awesome Truth was going to beat the Ascension? Let's be real. But, you know, they could have had a chance. I mean, Awesome Truth, they've been together as a tag team for the better part of this past year. So they do have, I thought they had that kind of chemistry that would be able to sort of keep him hanging in there against the Ascension, but evidently that chemistry really is worthless at this point, because The Miz has just left R-Truth high and dry, and so R-Truth is left to face the beasts known as the Ascension. And let's face it, a regular tag team would struggle against the Ascension. How the hell is one man gonna beat Connor and Victor in the same match? Well, later on, as we saw earlier, we are going to see the Lucha Dragons, the former #1 contenders, taking on the Vaudevillains. Well, right now, R-Truth, he'll be lucky if he can even make it past the Ascension, let alone having to worry about Fastlane. But the question is, if Truth could win this, who the heck would be his tag team partner? Would it be Miz, or would he have to find somebody else? I guess we're going to have to hear more about why The Miz has done this. But the crowd are trying to get behind R-Truth here. I mean, really, this is just not fair for R-Truth. He was out here ready for a tag team match and his partner bailed on him. So now he's got to take on the former tag team champions, the Ascension. And, well, as you can see right there, he had to take a risk in order to keep himself alive in this matchup, and that risk caused him to crash and burn. And now he's right in the arms, right in the jaws of the lion, as Connor tagged into the matchup, and he just floors R-Truth with that clothesline from the second rope. And R-Truth, he is, well, I mean, at this point, really nowhere is safe for R-Truth, but that is the absolute worst place he could be, as R-Truth gets hung upside down, as the Ascension just rockets him into that corner in a European uppercut by Victor. And now it's just a revolving door, tag team move after tag team move. But I think now the Ascension are finally going to put R-Truth out of his misery, as they're sizing him up for the fall of man, the very same move that won them the tag titles in the first place, as Connor hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. It was elementary by that point. The Ascension defeat R-Truth. You could say Awesome Truth. Either way, the Ascension are moving on to the tag team gauntlet at Fastlane. So they join the Primetime Players and Blake and Murphy. So the question is, who can stop the Ascension? I mean, the Ascension, they've got to be... I know I just mentioned that the Primetime Players and Blake and Murphy would be favorites in terms of, you know, they are put in those high positions right off the bat, so you have to expect them to deliver. But when it comes to the Ascension, I mean, they're former tag team champions. Who is going to stop them? Well, it could very well be this duo right here. The high-flying Lucha Dragons, the team who... They almost won the tag team titles from Finn Balor and Hideo Itami at Survivor Series. So perhaps yet another favorite, potentially heading into this gauntlet matchup. But of course, they're not in it yet. They've got to go through the newcomers, the Vaudevillains. And I must say, the Lucha Dragons, they had a hell of a fight at Survivor Series, but they're going to have to be on their A game yet again tonight, because the Vaudevillains, they are a force to be reckoned with, that is for sure.
Gather round, everyone, and witness the debonair devastation of such exquisite sophistication. In English, signing out the Vaudevillains.
Thank you, Mr. Announcer Man, as always. And making their way to the ring is, of course, the aforementioned Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch. And this should be a match to see. This should be one for the ages. The Lucha Dragons taking on the Vaudevillains. As you see, Simon Gotch is looking fired up. Aiden English, he looks a bit more composed, but you have to think that both of these men are just ready to go. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Definitely a chance that these men have not had yet in their careers in Universe Mode. An opportunity to make their pay-per-view debut. And an opportunity to become #1 contenders. Just like that. As Simon Gotch, you see, letting Aiden English into the ring, and that's what it's all about. These two men, at the end of the day, they are gentlemen. One thing that they stand for is chivalry, so you can expect a good, fair fight when it comes to the Vaudevillains. Most tag teams, you think they start to get desperate, well then they might pull out some underhanded tactics. They might try to cheat their way to a victory, but that's not how the Vaudevillains roll. So this matchup, the fans are looking excited, competitors are looking excited, I'm excited, the referee rings the bell, and we're getting things underway as Simon Gotch starts off against Kalisto, who takes Gotch down with a side Russian leg sweep. But Gotch the counter, a jawbreaker that stuns Kalisto, and he follows it up with a European uppercut. Kalisto whipped off the rope. Simon Gotch, hip toss, taking down Kalisto. He had to use a bit of extra force on that one. And look at that, the manliest of elbow drops as Gotch the cover. But it's only a 1 count. Kalisto with the kick out. But of course, if it's not chivalry that you're going to talk about the Vaudevillains, it is their manliness. I mean, just look at this. Look at the strength of Simon Gotch. Oh, is he doing squats? Simon Gotch doing squats while holding Kalisto in the air for that suplex. And I gotta say, if it comes to the strength advantage, you have to give it. You have to give it to the Vaudevillains. Basically on the Simon Gotch factor alone. That's not even taking into account Aiden English. But Kalisto, utilizing what the Lucha Dragons bring to the table, it is the speed advantage. As Kalisto, not once, going off the ropes again for a second splash, and he hooks the leg on Gotch. 1, 2, no. A kick out before a 2 count by Simon Gotch. The Vaudevillains, they are the underdogs coming into this matchup. The Lucha Dragons do have a bit of an edge on them in terms of experience. So the Vaudevillains, they don't want to show any signs of weakness, show any signs of damage. But look at this. Kalisto, enziguri shot to the back of the skull. And Simon Gotch, he drops to the floor. But wait, Gotch back up to his feet. Another counter. And here's Simon Gotch with a leg sweep of his own. Sin Cara and Aiden English yet to tag into this matchup. It has been all Gotch and Kalisto to this point. Oh, and look at this. A bit of showboating from Simon Gotch with that headstand headlock. And now Simon Gotch driving the point of the elbow into the face of Kalisto. And you have to think, when it comes to the Lucha Dragons, they put on a hell of a performance, like I said, at the Survivor Series pay-per-view against Finn Balor and Hideo Itami. But that really could give a team like the Vaudevillains an opportunity to scout them out. They've seen their abilities. They've seen what they're going to do when the going gets tough. Whereas the Vaudevillains, they haven't really been put in a situation like that. They haven't really been pushed to their absolute limits. So the Lucha Dragons don't quite exactly know what the Vaudevillains are going to do. Oh! A nice counter there by Kalisto to get out of that submission hold. And a spinning neckbreaker to take down Simon Gotch. See, Kalisto, if he wasn't going to be able to outpower Gotch by maneuvering his way out of that hold, he's just going to force his way out of it the old-fashioned way. As the first tag of the matchup is made, and it is Sin Cara who enters the fray. What a huge combo of kicks from the Lucha Dragons, and Kalisto like a pinball. Just getting tossed around there by Sin Cara. And Simon Gotch is laid out. Sin Cara looking to fly. Here we go. Diving headbutt from Sin Cara. And the hook of the leg on Gotch. 1, 2. No, Gotch kicks at it too. But the Lucha Dragons, they are really bringing the fight now to Simon Gotch. Double foot stomp to the gut by Sin Cara. He went for the kick, but Gotch caught it, and a dragon leg sweep. Simon Gotch, he was looking to do the same to Kalisto, but now, ever more so to Sin Cara, working on the legs. And that is a brilliant strategy. You have high flyers like the Lucha Dragons, but if you take away their legs, they're not going to be able to move around that ring. The pace is going to be significantly slowed. And that will absolutely favor the Vaudevillains. A back suplex. And Simon Gotch, he has just pinpointed that leg of Sin Cara. Just zeroing in on it. And now Simon Gotch, again, taking Sin Cara down, driving his knee right into the calf of Sin Cara, and another elbow. Really just dissecting that knee of Sin Cara. Well, after all the time that Kalisto spent before he could make the tag, Simon Gotch has been in that ring for quite a while. But the tag is finally made to Aiden English. And there's a double team move, a shot to the arm of Sin Cara. But at the end of the day, the target is now Sin Cara's knee. And that's just what Aiden English is going for with that shin breaker. And now just grabbing a hold of that leg and stomping it right into the canvas. It's a bit of vicious offense here from the Vaudevillains. They do have a bit of a mean streak in them. But it's all fair in love and war. As right now, with a spot, an opportunity at the tag team titles up for grabs. I mean, you really do have to be willing to do whatever it takes. Although the Vaudevillains, they're not going to break the rules to do it. But if it is, you know, if it comes to a bit of... I guess you could call this dirty play. I wouldn't say as much so. This is excellent strategy here by the Vaudevillains. Picking apart the leg of Sin Cara, you find a body part, you stick to it. As right now, Aiden English, he spins Sin Cara around and takes him down with that follow-away neckbreaker. More like a half Nelson. I don't know what you call that, but it's effective. As here's the cover. No, Kalisto just gets in there to break up the pinfall attempt. But Simon Gotch looking to dispose of Kalisto. But meanwhile, in the chaos, Sin Cara the counter and a drop kick that stuns Aiden English. Could be the game changer for the Lucha Dragons. As Sin Cara right now, he's got to come up with some other kind of offense. Perhaps trying to kick some feeling back into one of those legs of his. But his offensive assault has been very limited after the assault done to the leg. But Sin Cara, he's still able to make the tag nonetheless. As now Kalisto enters the fray. And he is going toe-to-toe with Aiden English. What he may lack in size, he makes up for in fighting spirit. As Kalisto takes Simon Gotch off the apron. And look at Kalisto, Tilt-A-Whirl DDT! And a beautiful one, that might have stunned Aiden English. 2. No, English kicks out at 2. But has the damage been done? That might have just been on instinct alone that English was able to kick out. A vicious DDT from Sin Cara. As now English whipped off the ropes. Hurricanrana, and the leg is hooked. 1, 2, 3, no. English the reversal. 2. No, Kalisto the reversal. 2. No, a kick out by English. Near fall after near fall in this matchup. As Kalisto the roll up, no, into the kick. Kalisto has just, I mean, Aiden English just had his jaw jacked. Kalisto the cover. 2. No. Aiden English stays alive. How is he withstanding this barrage of offense from Kalisto as he scales to the top rope? Kalisto looking to fly. Oh my goodness. 450 splash. And the leg is hooked yet again. 2. Oh, are you kidding me? Aiden English will not die. No matter what Kalisto hits him with. Oh wait, Aiden English the evasive maneuvers. But he got caught in the end. As he gets taken down with a head scissors. Kalisto has certainly turned the tables in this matchup. The Lucha Dragons have got control at the moment. Oh, it kicked right to the skull of Kalisto from Aiden English and a clothesline. Nearly decapitated Kalisto with that one. And English could perhaps be looking to tag out of this match. Bring Simon Gotch into the fray. Oh, and they're sizing him up. The uppercut to the back of the skull and the neck breaker. The whirling dervish. And Sin Cara knocked off the ropes. Gotch, the cover. 1, 2, 3. The Vaudevillains have defeated the Lucha Dragons. And just like that, the Lucha Dragons are out of the running. The Vaudevillains are going to Fastlane. They will join the Ascension, the Primetime Players, and the team of Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy, with an opportunity at the tag team titles hanging in the balance. The Vaudevillains, they're one step closer to a career-defining match at Fastlane. But wait a minute, what's going on at the ramp? The Lucha Dragons have been laid out by the Ascension Victor with a clothesline that takes out Kalisto. A back suplex to Sin Cara. The Ascension, what they did to R-Truth tonight is not enough. They are sending a direct message to not only Finn Balor and Hideo Itami, but the rest of their opponents for Fastlane. As Kalisto taken down with a full Nelson slam by Connor and Victor. With the STO out onto that ramp. The Lucha Dragons are out cold. And now the Ascension Well, the Vaudevillains tried to fight back, but unsuccessfully. And now Victor, the STO to Aiden English, and a flapjack to Gotch. The Ascension sending a direct message to the entire tag team division. As look at this, a Tiger Bomb and a full Nelson Slam. The Ascension laying out both the Lucha Dragons and now the Vaudevillains as well. Well, that is going to do it for this edition of Main Event. I hope you all enjoyed it, because we all know the Ascension did, inflicting as much pain as possible, these two. But until the next time, as I always say, keep on YouTubing. As you may have heard over the past couple of episodes, a bit of a, something called some sort of reference to... I need to restart, that was awful.